If you are preparing for IELTS speaking, keep in mind that there is a pretty good chance that during your test, you will be asked to talk about a person, a place, or a thing that stands out in some way. For example, a boring place, or a creative person, or a beautiful thing.
Of course, in part 2, you'll need to make your answer long enough to speak for 2 minutes. If you do get a topic like this,
The most obvious way to do that is to say how boring that place was, or how creative that person was, or how beautiful that thing was. So chances are that at some point in your answer, you will say something like, "Oh, that was the most boring place I've ever been to." And that's totally fine. But a small tweak can make a real difference. You can make your answer sound more advanced by adding by far.
native speakers use by far with superlatives to show that the gap between number 1 and everything else is huge, like it's not even close.
So if you say it was the most boring place I've ever been to, you're simply saying it was number 1, but we don't know how boring that place was. The difference could have been this big or this big. We just don't know. But when you say it was by far the most boring place I've ever been to, you're saying the difference was huge. None of the other places came even close. So by far is only a tiny grammar upgrade, but it shows the examiner that your grammar goes beyond the basics, and it works very well in a number of IELTS topics that come up again and again. And you can use it in different parts of your answer. You can use it at the beginning of your answer when introducing a person, a place, or a thing that you are going to talk about. For example, you can say, "Oh, well, I'd like to talk about a place that I visited a few years ago. You know, it was by far the most boring place I've ever been to." Or you can use it later in your answer to talk about how you feel about this place. You can say something like, "Well, to be honest, it was by far the most boring place I've ever been to." And if you want more structures like this one, check out my mini course.
I won't just explain the grammar. I will also show you when it sounds natural, where it fits best, and how to use it in real IELTS answers.